Okay, so our next pointer here is going to be our guiding hand. So we want to protect that quarterback. So our thumb is technically our quarterback in this scenario. So our fingers are our linemen. So what we're going to do is we're always going to be using our hand, our fingers up front to kind of guide and hold, keeping that thumb safely tucked behind, also helping hold whatever we're using. So our first lesson is going to be how to cut an onion. So again, this is the safest way that we in the class know how. If you have a different way that you want to use, that's perfectly fine. Again, this is all just to show you what the safest way that we know is. So you want to keep the root intact here. So I'm going to just cut this top end off. And peel that top outer layer right off of the onion. So now I have a flat surface that I can set my onion down on, keep it from rolling around. So then what I'm going to next do is I'm going to cut right in the middle of that root, again keeping it intact on both sides of my cut. So everything is still held together because of that root there. Then I have another flat surface. That's always going to be number one whenever you're cutting anything, is to have that flat surface. So then again, pinching the blade, I'm going to make cuts all the way along this onion. But if you notice, I am not cutting through that root. And I'm trying to cut as much away from me as I can for safety reasons. We never want to be cutting towards ourselves, so we always want to be cutting away. So if you look, that one broke, but the root is still intact, so all of these pieces are still connected. It's a lot less for me to try to manage on my cutting board here. So and if I turn it sideways with the cuts out and the root towards me, I can simply dice my onion. And as we get closer to the root here, I can flip it over and use that edge that I was cutting on as my flat surface, and kind of just follow, again, the groove of the onion here to make sure that I'm using as much of it as possible and having minimal waste. That's going to be another big part of this class, is using as much of our whole fruit or vegetable as we can and minimizing any possible waste that we could have there. So if you look, this is a very uniform, for the most part, onion pieces. So when we do end up sauteing these for our recipes, they'll cook very evenly throughout.